We started 2 seconds early. Hello, everyone. Glad you can make it today. And with us is our very special guest, Gary.
Yay!
Oh, we got Linda G in the audience, in the house too. Hi, Linda.
And me too.
And Linda.
Yeah, too.
This is actually Linda's broadcast. We just hosted it and stormed in on it, and
We stole it.
we control the vertical and the horizontal.
Hey, there's a show I'm watching about hoarders and how these guys go in and make money from it. Have you seen that show? It's on the Discovery Channel.
On hoarders?
It's not called Hoarders. It's called something else. But it's a blonde guy, and he brings guys, and they go through all your junk, and they charge you for the takeaway.
Yeah,
but then they can sell anything of value.
Yeah, they got places out here. They just haven't made a TV or a live stream on it, like Junk Kings or some of the other places.
Yeah,
we'll haul off all your junk. Yeah, what they're looking for is what treasures can we sell off.
Apparently a lot of, like, when my dad died and we did his house, there was a lot of metal is worth some money.
Yep,
Yeah.
scratch. Hey, we got Alf Carlson on the chat there. Hey, Alf, go in there, cowboy.
Hi, Paul.
And how is Jack handling single childhood these days?
Jack, how is he handling without his sister?
Yeah,
He's fine. What happened was the vet, it's called Compassions. They're in Petaluma. And she came out here by herself. She's just a little thing. I'm glad my son showed up because, my dogs weren't petite. And she had treats, really good treats. She gave to Jack and she gave to Lulu. And their eyes were all cast upon the treats. That was their focus. And that was Jack. It was like, when's the next treat coming? In the meantime, we're putting his sister to sleep. Very beautiful ending. She had the shot to make her comfortable. She went sound asleep. Because that poor baby never really got a good sleep because I think she was always in pain. She was breathing heavy a lot. She'd sit up a lot. And so, she was full of cancer. So then they gave the last shot and she was gone in 10 seconds.
Yeah. You know what's so hard about that when I lost Dallas is finding that balance of you don't want to let go too early, but you don't want to let go too late, right? Exactly. You don't want the animal to suffer, but you don't want to suffer. You want to maximize your time. And it's really trying to find that balance where you're letting them go before it gets really bad for them.
Well, listen, you guys, I complained for 2 years that she was having bloody stool. They kept doing samples. They kept saying, no parasites. Maybe it's what she's eating. They changed her diet. I don't know how. And she was losing weight. But then finally it got real bloody and she was going smaller amounts of poo-poo. So they did the ultrasound and they said she had cancer. She had lymph nodes that were all swelled. And they said they were worried about her getting septic because it was blocking. And they couldn't do surgery. Or I wouldn't let them do surgery for something like that. So, but the thing is, she was so happy towards the end. Yeah. She was running faster than she normally runs. She would eat like a horse. She had a breakfast that morning, just chowed down. But when she went outside, Easter Sunday, my family was here. When she'd go outside, that day she did 5 little drops of poo-poo, little tiny drops. So that's not cool. The next day she would strain and she couldn't go, and not at all. So I called the vet and I called this gal because I knew she made an appointment at 2. And my vet called too, and they said, yeah, Linda, it's time. Because what'll happen is the dog probably in the middle of the night will start vomiting poo-poo. Yeah, Nicole says she was in my daughter's here, Nicole Press. She said that dog was in the best of spirits. It's so weird. It's almost like she knew, Hey,
Gary, do you have the ability to monitor comments or
Yeah,
silence comment.
I've got one that probably
Yeah.
should be removed.
I tried doing it, and it's not letting me do it. I don't know if it's because
I
I
don't
would have thought I'd have it because I set up the
Lucy,
StreamYard.
he's got the
It's got the
thing.
wrench.
The wrenches.
Yeah, Enprez. And Prez
Yeah,
3549.
my daughter. That's my daughter, Nicole Ucini.
Yeah, we got one that's came out of 1204. It's stop murdering your dogs. Delay, we're not murdering our dogs. You know, it's one of those things where you have to have compassion for the animal, you know, and
listen, if I wish as a human they would do that to me if I'm struggling.
Well, you know, when our dad passed away, he passed away through complications of renal failure. His last few days on Earth were not pleasant.
And it was hard for you guys too.
Oh yeah, you don't want to see someone that you love suffer. My goodness.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you can, you know, I guess you can look at it as murder, but at the same time, it's compassion.
Just stop. Okay, I'm going to cut you off right there. Look, it's a hard enough decision to put your dog down when they're suffering. To then pile on and call it murder, you're a fucking troll. Get the hell out of here. If that's the best you can contribute, go somewhere else.
Are they
I'm going to be blunt about it.
Are they still on here?
No, I think they're gone. But yeah, Linda Foster and others, if you see something like that, be ruthless.
Yeah, Lisa's good at that too. My daughter and Lisa. Yep.
So
yeah.
So we have a new Messiah, apparently.
So bad when they put Trump down? Is there going to be?
Oh God, yeah. We're seeing the downward spiral of this guy. It's funny. There's one fellow I watch, Epistemic. He's got 14 years. He's a PhD with 14 years experience in physical therapy, and he's been putting out videos for months about Trump's frontal temporal dementia.
Yes,
and his countdown, he's down to about 10 days now, and the timing is working out really, really well as far as that goes. With Trump, the latest meme that he put up there was ridiculous. And
he's dressed as Jesus, but he's actually a doctor, but he's
a Red Cross doctor. And it was just sort of like I had some fun with AI last night, generating the thumbnail that I put up for my video on Terror by the Bay, which showed Jesus Christ on one end, a doctor on the other end, and then Trump in the middle. And it went like orthodoxy, hypocrisy, Hippocratic oath.
Somebody did, that show, The Pit, which I love. You know that show?
Oh, I've heard of that. I've not seen it.
Oh, it's fantastic. Anyway, they had them all dressed in those robes in the ER. The robe that Trump had on with the red.
Yep. Did you get the thing from Marina, Dave? The picture of Trump. It's. I could show
Probably.
it.
I haven't looked at emails.
Oh,
it's not going to work to be sure.
But it probably won't come out so well. It shows Trump entering the operating theater, and it's just like, sir, can I help you? No, I work here. It's just like, here we go.
Yeah.
People starting to have fun in it.
That actually worked.
And Dave kind of touched on this last night on the reading that we put out today. I don't know which is more frightening. The fact that Trump doesn't realize that it's blasphemous, or the fact that he really thought it was something that was for the Red Cross showing him as a doctor.
Oh, no, he didn't think that. He was trying to present himself as the savior. That's how he thinks of himself.
Oh,
and then when there was such a blowback, in fact, a lot of people who have Catholic families that voted for Trump, they're writing on the social media saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe it. My mom and dad said no more." Mm-hmm. So, but then he sat there and deadpan. You know how he lies about everything.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I was being a doctor. Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, in some ways, it makes it worse is if you can look at this and not recognize an elephant from a giraffe. You know.
Yeah.
those cognitive tests, Donald, they're not doing it because, they're doing it because they're trying to track your cognitive loss, not trying to ascertain whether you have cognitive loss.
He's so crazy.
Oh. Have you gotten any hits on his health and his mental health or emotional health?
Oh, I just feel he's getting ready to crash and burn, but I can't, that's the thing with psychics. We should never predict the time. Because sure enough, it's not going to work out. But I've always said, my guides told me back when he won this last time, that the reason they did this is because man has free will, and that they basically told me he wouldn't last till the end of the year.
Well, what's interesting is that, even Midas Touch, I'm seeing more and more and more videos coming out of Midas Touch where they're talking about how his health is degrading and how he's basically one step away from going over this side of the cliff.
And don't forget, we got the whole Middle East, underground people in the Middle East doing anything they can to take him out. It's so funny. People are sending things to Iran on the internet. They're saying, hey, Iran, this is his address. This is...
Oh, no. Here's the GPS coordinates.
I saw a video today where they were showing a trolling post that Iran put up. I guess a Chinese freighter made it, an oil freighter made it past the U.S. blockade.
I know.
And Iran had a great time trolling Trump, saying, hey, it got through your blockade. I guess you're only like scared of people that you can intimidate or something like that.
Exactly. Because they won't mess with China. Are you kidding me?
Oh, it's so funny. How about just if you want to do like a little four-carder, what's the next sort of debacle or event that's going to happen for Trump that sort of captures people's attention? Just like, is it going to be a money thing? Is it going to be a health thing? Is it going to be a relationship thing? Just kind of what's next for him? The next body blow for this dude.
Woo!
Did you see even at that wrestling thing he went to, the boos? They were booing him big time.
I heard that he had a very mixed response from the crowd.
Used to be everybody cheered for him.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Canada. Canada in the house.
I think he's going to have a fallout in a relationship. This might go back to Melania again here. It's that, or it's an Epstein thing. I've got I get the King of Cups as the foundation, and this to me it's his emotional state, his downward spiral, his emotional state, and the Three of Wands. It's coming. It's something that it's coming to arrive and involves lovers. So either it's like Melania or the people that he's been close to over the years.
The passion he has towards something.
Yeah. Okay. And then we've got judgment and fighting. And he's always fighting, so that's true. He's always defending himself and always doubling down. Mm-hmm. And here's the thing, I think that's the key of it. It's either poor judgment on his part or he feels like he's being judged, and that leads to more fighting. So there is something that's coming down here, relationship-wise or passion-wise with him, that he's going to feel under assault and he's going to have another one of those meltdowns. I think it would be akin to what he did with Alex Jones and Candace Owens and those on True Social, where he said, oh, you guys are a bunch of losers and you supported me, but I was the one who actually gave you your careers and you're a bunch of liars and stuff like that. It's going to be something like that.
He's always like that.
How about yourself, Gary? What'd you get?
I'm debating whether it's an Epstein or a health. Because it could go either way. I've got the Queen of Swords, so a truth is coming out. And the main primary card underneath it is the Temperance, and it's going to require balance or meds. There's something that's coming out. You need to strike a balance or meds. And the two clarifiers, I've got the star card and the 8 of cups. It's going to affect his star power, and people are going to start walking away from him. Whatever this is, it's going to cause people to start to move away. And the energy underneath is that Page of Swords. They're looking for someone new to fight. I just have a feeling. My gut when I first saw it was there's something coming up with Epstein, and it's gonna the truth is gonna come out, and that the Temperance card is the folks kind of coming together to realize that the common denominator is pedophilia, that we can all agree is not something we can support, and it's gonna affect his star power, and MAGA is gonna start walking away from that. That's what I got from it.
Yeah, and listen, the other countries love to make fun of the fact that we have a pedophile as a president.
It's ridiculous.
It's so shameful. So listen, I'm going to tell you, I got a weird hit. There's some news coming that doesn't go in his favor, and something is taken away that he thought he had. Something he was all Joe King about. It's the taxes. It's the taxes. The Supreme Court will finally come forward and say, no, got to give it back.
Oh, the tariff money.
Tariff money.
Oh, yeah. And if that was the same thing I was hitting on, then it's the Supreme Court he's going to just absolutely lash out on, because he was responsible.
A couple of bad news, because didn't he go into one of the things? What was that about? He went there.
Oh, that was the birthright citizenship.
Yeah, he's not going to win that.
Yeah. Oh, geez. And for Gary's, then your Queen of Swords, like, you didn't really expect this to win, did you?
Yeah, exactly.
Apparently, he's already got because Kavanaugh blabs. He probably already said, dude, I'm sorry, they're not going to. And they're holding off announcing it. Notice how they hold off forever announcing it, because they know it's bad news for him.
Yeah, when it's not something that supports them, they really hold it off. Or if it's something so controversial, they'll hold it off until they're out of session. It's kind of like when my kids were little, they would post who their next grade teacher was the Friday before school started on the Monday at 4:30, so that you couldn't go into the office and complain. As the secretary is leaving for the day, she posts it and then runs like hell.
There you go.
Basically get to stew on it over the weekend that your kid didn't get the teacher you wanted him to get. It's kind of the same thing. All right.
Okay, what's our next question, my friend?
That's a good question here. Let's see. Got a bunch of stars.
Hey, Marina's in the house. Hi, Marina.
Sherry voices from the
PYGOF was asking, does my dad have a message for me? Died by a train November. Was it an accident? Did he step in front of it? Did the driver see him? And just a general reading on her dad, I think, would be.
Oh, my.
My dad have a message.
I'm so sorry for that.
Again, entertainment purposes only on stuff like this.
Yeah, this is definitely not in my wheelhouse.
No, and also this is something that's very hard to read. He was depressed. That's what I get. So I think he might have stepped in front of the train. I don't see him till it was too late. It's like he was depressed. I don't see it as an accident, but entertainment purposes only.
The spread I have is amazing. Underneath, I got the Chariot card. So there's your train, and I get the Magician and the Minor Arcana Death card. I think it's just like the feeling of hopelessness. Like, I really don't have a lot to look forward to, but I can do this. I have some control over a situation.
I guess mine is just more. You got the King of Swords. He had to face a truth, but don't worry about it because everything's okay. Where he is now, he's okay.
Oh, he's in paradise.
Yeah.
But he was so, I don't know, she would know. He was suffering from something.
I'm looking through the comments, looking for questions.
So another woman has come out in California saying that Eric Trump assaulted her.
Swalwell?
Oh, Eric Trump. Sorry, Eric. Yeah. Same thing.
I'm looking through here. Okay, here we go. Something. This was in all caps. Makes it easy to find.
That's right.
Okay. What do y'all think of the women on TV this morning about Swalwell? If they didn't think no one would believe them, then the timing is still suspicious. Timing now is still.
It's still suspicious. I got to tell you, not that he's not a bad boy, and apparently, I have a girlfriend that works for the Democrat in Washington, and she told me, his reputation was alongside of Matt Gaetz in Congress. He was known as a bad boy. And apparently he took nude photos of himself to send to the. Now, that is the stupidest move.
Well, what is it? There must be some sort of link between someone who seeks that kind of power and that kind of authority and control and sexual misconduct. It's like they go hand in hand,
Yeah. Well, there was a journalist that wrote about him. And she said when she first met him, he was the nicest guy. She said he was going to have his first child. He asked her questions about children. They were in the green room at MSNBC. They talked. She saw him a couple of times, really liked him. And then when he ran for president, she saw him change. She said he got really furious about, I call him Pete Bootylicious. He got furious that Pete's numbers were higher than him and how he didn't deserve it. And she thought it changed her look at him. She thought, where'd that come from?
Yeah, there's a comment from Calfern12. I think it was ego and alcohol with Swalwell. We are kind of in that age of ego and trying to move away from it. And I think that's part of it is the egos of the leadership of these politicians and other like business leaders. They feel they can get away with anything, and it's as a society we need to move away from this.
And that used to be worse until it came into the forefront.
Well, I used to work in the airline industry, and I remember talking to a lady that had been with the company for a long time, and she goes, it used to be if I ever wanted an ego boost, I'd put on a short skirt and I'd walk out into the airplane hangars where the mechanics were working on the aircraft. And you'd get the cat calls and all that stuff. This is back in the 70s, when everything was kind of just running wild through
Linda's heyday. Hello, boys.
Hello, boys.
And it's, we've been slowly progressing away from that. But yeah, in the past, it used to be not only worse, but accepted that was just how men were.
But he was Swalwell, or I always pronounce his name wrong. He was running for president, and none of this came up.
Yeah. So to Jackie Frazier's comment, the timing is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Where were these women when he was running for Congress?
And or president, yeah.
And to your point, it's like even when he was running for president, where were these people? So it does seem kind of curious, the timing, but at the same time, I'm glad it came out. I'm glad he dropped out.
They're bringing all their evidence, and we get to, they're going to go before a judge, and we'll know then.
I mean, he dropped out, so clearly he is aware that this has tarnished his reputation, and or he's acknowledging that, this is not a good situation for me, and at least giving us as voters better options for our leadership.
The thing that strikes me about it is the volume of women that came out, and I caught a little bit of heat when I did a reading on this one. I talked with my wife about this too. Nobody deserves to be. You should be able to get as drunk as you want and not be molested while doing that. At the same time, if you got drunk and this guy molested you, you've got some responsibility not to put yourself in a position like that again.
And come back 3 or 4 years later and do it again.
Yeah. And again, this could be one of those instances where, all right, do you feel guilty that you slept with him and are embarrassed? Did he take advantage of you? That could be, he said, she said argument. But when there's 3 or 4 other women that are coming forward saying, yeah, this guy's a problem. Yeah, where there's smoke and fire.
Inside Congress, the word is inside Congress is he was known to be a philanderer. Yeah. But that doesn't make him an assaulter. So we need to see how far he went.
Yeah, but then I also saw a story yesterday, I don't know if it was true or not, but approximately 50 current and former staffers urged him to resign from Congress.
So they were holding their
basically, and you can see how this goes, that one person comes out in the office is going to know, and if 3 or 4 other women come out, the office is going to be like, oh, that's why she was acting that way, or that's why this person left. And it's like, yeah, this person told me this in confidence. I couldn't tell anybody. And then it snowballs. And then at that point, the game's up.
Well, I don't want a philanderer as governor of California. So, fine.
And probably the most tragic thing is, I know you saw great things for his future political career, but that's now.
When I was reading when he ran for president, his cards were really good.
Yeah. And he's now torpedoed himself.
For this, it looked good. And he was good. He was higher than everybody else. But then after this happened, I threw to see who would be the next governor. And I got a female. And I don't want Katie. I don't. I'm sorry.
It's like, here we go. I appreciate the live stream. Thank you very much, Danielle.
Thank you.
I'm not getting to the question here. Hang on for a second. I'll get to this one here. Will Katie Porter be the next governor? Will Xavier Barrera be the next governor? Who will replace Newsom as the next governor?
Well, gee, I don't know what we should read on.
Who's going to be the Democratic nominee for California's governor? Well, there won't be a Democratic nominee. There's just going to be the top 2 vote getters. So
yeah, and Katie was right neck to neck with Eric. So her numbers are higher than the rest of them, including Sire, Tom Sire.
Right. And
I think she's going to win. And if Katie wins, according to my cards, I was very impressed with her when she had her board and how she took down those big ass money people. She had a real snarkly, but I was reading the report on her husband and that she divorced, and he said, oh, she name called me all the time. And apparently she threw a pan of hot water and potatoes at him. I said, yeah, so.
Linda's had some passionate relationships in the past. Yeah. How about a little 4-carder on?
Yeah, that's good. So I was just asking, will Katie Porter, how's the energy looking for Katie Porter for governor? I got the 8 of Wands, and underneath it, the 9 of Pentacles.
I think, yeah. And when I threw, it said a woman. And mind you, I'm on the fence about her, but I do know if she got the job, she'd work hard. I just don't want her being mean to her staff.
Yeah, I think what I get from that is she is now going to take actions, and she is going to be the one that's reaping the benefits of those actions because she's not chained to the devil.
Yeah.
She is willing to go against the oligarchs. She's willing to go against, she's conducting herself in a proper way. She's not chaining herself to that devil there.
And what I'm getting, I get the 6 of Cups, the Ace of Wands signifying it underneath the hard charging Knight of Swords. So it's somebody who crusades, who takes action on things, and it's like a gift that's been handed to them, but they're not naive. This is somebody who's like they're given an opportunity and they're going to exploit that opportunity.
Exactly.
It's almost like that card is like Swalwell handing over the reins to her.
Yeah. Right? Sorry, I was a corrupt pile of crap. It's all yours now. Go for it.
Yeah.
Before Gary really got involved in this and politics and such, one of the people I had said is you've got to go watch Katie Porter. Yeah, he didn't know who she was from Adam as far as that goes.
I really, really liked her when they used to have those meetings and she had her whiteboard.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because she just breaks it down into crayons.
Yeah. And she's smart as hell.
Yeah.
She's smart as hell.
And it's hard to weasel your way out of an argument or out of a point that she's making if she's broken it down so simply into crayons. You have to acknowledge that you can't take an answer at 30,000 feet when she's down in the weeds. Yeah. It's like, no, you got to come down here and answer this question. I've led you down the path. Here's your decision point, and one direction is proper and the other is a bunch of crap. Which direction do you think you want to go?
Exactly.
You're not going to blind me. So what cars did you get, Linda?
I got the I just did when I saw this, I said she's going to win.
Okay.
Here's it being offered and the cycle is up. Oh, thank you, Susan.
And I think one of the things that really helps Katie Porter is that she's got name recognition.
Yeah.
Steiner's got.
She's neck to neck with Eric, so now he's out.
Yeah.
Vicara is trying to come in. I think he's a great guy, but he doesn't have the numbers. Neither does Tom Sire. Tom Sire was on the bottom, and every time I turn on the TV, there's a commercial.
Yeah. And the thing with Steyer is like, I was watching a quick video on this one yesterday, and I can't say I disagree with it. It's like, we've already done the billionaire in charge, and I don't want to do that again. And Tom Steyer, he could probably be a great governor. Why not?
It works in Washington. She said he's a really nice guy.
Yeah. But it's just like, no, I got a better idea, Tom. Be a kingmaker.
Or somebody said, why don't you take Eric's place in Congress and get down there in the brass tacks and see what it feels like to work in Congress?
Yeah. Because he doesn't have the experience. He has no experience for running a state or anything along those lines.
Yeah.
We've got
this is going fast. How many people you got in the room?
Oh, I was gonna say we got 4,500 people in the room.
Oh my God.
Gary and I normally get about 600 or 700.
Yeah, we get about 600.
Hi everyone. Thank you all for coming.
Oh
my God. Absolutely. Thank you everyone. My goodness. This is overwhelming.
Do you think the Dems will step up before the midterms? They seem so lame.
I saw when that one came through.
I do. I think they will. I think things are going to get pretty. I think Trump is going to show his weaknesses and that people will be on him like rabid dogs. I even see his own people turning on him.
Yeah. Well, and the thing to pick around the question is the Dems don't even have to do anything. It's all just coming to them. It's like there was this wonderful clip they have of JD Vance talking about gasoline prices and how the price at the pump is due to Trump's actions. And it was, when gas was like $3 a gallon, when gas was getting cheap. And now the Dems can totally use it as a hit piece ad. They don't have to change.
Oh, yeah. How much are you guys paying where you're at?
At Costco, which is the cheapest gas you can get in the Bay Area, regular is $5.49 and super is like $5.89.
I just went to Costco yesterday. It was $5.55.
Okay. Now there's a Chevron station where I work, and it's like $6.59 for regular, and diesel's like $8 a gallon.
Jesus. Yeah. And you feel sorry for these young families that just need to go to work and be able to pay their bills, and they have to cut out something because of the gas prices.
Oh, yeah. Just my daughter, she's going to school down in Long Beach, and she's off campus, so she's driving back and forth, and she's only working like 16 hours a week, and her whole paycheck is going into her gas tank now.
Oh, man. My daughter said she paid, I think it was $90 for a fill.
Yeah.
But I can do this, but I gave my son and my daughter a gas card because I don't want them to have to worry about gas. Just put it on the gas card, end of the month, I pay it off.
Nice.
So that's what they're doing. So they're not struggling.
I'm
You don't
guilty of
happen to
that as
have
well.
the number of that gas card available, do you?
You need one in your name too?
Well, I walk to work. Actually, I use very little gas.
Oh, Butterfly just made an interesting comment. Any gas station closed in your area? Have you guys noticed any gas stations closing?
No.
The only gas stations closed are the ones that have to do the mandatory digging up of the tanks because they're leaking.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm noticing. As if they're
The Quickie Mart's still open with them.
Doing the construction on the storage.
Boy,
tank.
this is going so
Oh,
fast.
we never answered the question. We'll get back to that question in a second. But I want to thank you, Cindy Bove, for your generous donation. And then Susan Reza.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Susan. You know, it's terrible because I'm working today, so I cannot toast with a beer. Maybe I can toast with water.
So, one card. Will the Democrats step up? Or if they step up, how is it going to look? Maybe that's the better way to phrase it.
The love boat.
That's the lovers is passion.
Building those relationships, baby.
And this is a bunch of awards and working hard and making it happen.
And this is, to me, is the collaboration, the behind the scenes, the strategy that they need to put together in order to take advantage of this. Hungary is a wonderful example of maybe what the Democrats need to do to take advantage of the situation that Trump and the Republicans are putting in, because it could be one of those things that build your coalition now. And then, if you can get that much, that government and that mandate, you can start making the changes that you need for the betterment of America. Yeah. In the end of the day, this has always been a top versus bottom thing, but it's been presented as a left versus right thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if you can, and there's been cracks we've seen starting. The biggest crack was the murder of the United Healthcare CEO, when you could finally go in the comment section and you couldn't tell who the Trumper was from the Bernie supporter from the Democrat, because the comments were all the same thing. Like, F that guy, man.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, there's some real anger being directed upwards. No wonder they're trying to make this a left versus right thing.
It's because they're, it's a system that is not showing the amount of care and compassion to the people that it serves.
Oh no, it's all about money. Yeah.
And it's all about money, and the people on the top making lots and lots of money, and the people on the bottom getting the shaft. It's kind of like was it Oracle? I think it was Oracle. I'm not 100% sure. Where they laid off hundreds of people, and then the C-level executives gave themselves a big bonus.
Oh, that's so common. Thanks to that.
You just want to beat your head against the wall.
Okay, we're sick of the underhanded child abuse things taking place, especially in the United States, especially with people you are supposed to trust, like police officers. I'm hearing about police officers getting arrested for abusing their child or a neighbor's child. And that needs to clean up. And I think it will, because it's getting it's just a flashlight is on it. It's wide open. Yep. And the other thing is, people can't be making money off of being a politician. That's going to stop.
Yeah. That's, I saw a little thing on Susan Collins today, was being asked about how much money she made as a result of this war. And she's like, well, she was dismissing it as she was running into her office, and they asked her about her husband's investments, and she wouldn't answer the question. So the guy doing the show said, so I looked it up, because those financial disclosures are available, and her husband's highly invested in oil companies like Texaco and ConocoPhillips, Raytheon and Boeing. And I think it was this month, she's made $24,000, or his portfolio's made $24,000 of profit in just the month.
She's getting voted out, by the way.
She deserves it.
You know what I found most striking about the election in Hungary was the candlelight vigil that the voters
night before.
had, the night before the election. And talk about sending a message.
That was beautiful.
It was beautiful and it was strong. It's you know the strength card in the deck. It's the woman looking in the lion's mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
And what I always get with that is how you can show your strength without being aggressive and macho. You know, she's showing her strength, but it's in a caring way, in a loving way, in a non-violent way. But you don't mess. And that's the same. That candlelight vigil thing was the same thing.
We are about ready to have some wonderful things now that Hungary is no longer under that guy. He's stopped at every moment and working in Putin's hands.
Mm-hmm.
Putin put his money through Hungary to pay certain people. Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw that story. So CPAC has been getting money funneled to them through Hungary. Kind of like how. So the Republican Party has been getting money from Hungary, from CPAC, who is funded by Hungary, from Orban, who told Putin that anything you need me to do, I'm your guy, which is Putin also sending money to the NRA, which sends money to the Republican Party. It's almost like the Republican Party is financially dependent on Putin to stay in power.
Yeah, and also Netanyahu sends money to our people in office.
And you think about the most anti-Soviet Union party through the 70s and 80s is the Republican Party, and now they're complicit.
And Trump over there, he's a good friend of mine. He's this, he's that. He was handing money to Trump.
Mm-hmm.
But the people that came out, that's what's going to happen. People on the news are even saying it. You see what just happened in Hungary? It's a smaller, they're as big as New Jersey?
Yeah.
But that's what's going to happen in the United States. I don't care what kind of restrictions they try. So many people are going to come out. It's going to be wonderful.
I'm very excited about that. How about one card for what Putin's going through right now? Because Ukraine has been bombing their oil facilities again.
Yay!
Trump's blocked the Strait of Hormuz, so now gas prices are going even higher, and Putin can't get his oil out to actually sell it because Ukraine's stepping on their testicles and saying, sorry, you're not getting anything out.
He's staring at his money.
He's picking up, trying to come out the battlefield, and he's waiting. He's in waiting.
And to me, it's like they're trying to figure out ways to get the money out there, but the money's gone dark.
Yeah.
Because there's no. It's always funny. They say how they shoot down the Ukrainian drones, but then the rubble from the drones start these huge fires at their refineries. It's almost as if you win the battle, but you're losing the war type of thing.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Propaganda. Teresa Spriggs, thank you very much.
Hey, Teresa, how are you?
Pam Roberts gave us $25 in Canadian, which would normally be about $1.95, but given the devaluation of the U.S. dollar, it's probably about like $100 US now.
That's right. Yeah, I'll say like 50.
Hi, Gary, David, and Linda G. I saw on another channel, how dare you, that the orange twerp, it's got to be Libby's if it's the orange twerp.
Yeah, it's the orange twerp, right?
Maybe positioning Jared or Ivanka to run for president in 2028. Seems implausible to me. I think that would go down like a lead balloon. Ivanka's dropped out of politics. She's just trying to hold on to her money as much as possible. And Jared's been grifting like nobody's business.
Let me tell you, there's not one Trump child, not even Barron, none of them. People would laugh in their faces if they said, Eric Trump says, I'm going to run. Nope.
I would think that up until recently, Barron would have been the one that MAGA would have wanted to be the heir apparent to Donald Trump because, he kind of looks like him and there's like much more of a link than Don Jr. or Eric Trump would be. Yeah. But I think by the time Barron Trump would become politically relevant, the Trump name is going to be absolute
Right.
trash.
It'll be right up there with Hitler.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
Mussolini.
Mary Trump had a hilarious comment about that the other day on I think she was on the Daily Beast, and she said, and she was asked, "Well, do you want to change your last name?" She goes, "No, it's been my last name my whole life." "Well, have you asked your cousins to change their name?" "Not directly." But she also joked, it's like, "Yeah, I realize the name Trump may go the way of Hitler, but it's still my name at this point."
Yeah.
I feel bad for her. She's like the one sane person in that whole family, but at least there's the one sane person in the whole family that can give you the inside dirt. We wouldn't have known about the mashed potato story if it weren't for Mary Trump.
Exactly.
Okay. If gas prices keep going higher, but riding horses and carriage like the Amish. Horses are expensive to keep
Richard
up.
always has great comments.
Sue Todd, how many years will it take for Trump's name to no longer be mentioned every day?
I think not too long after he's gone, but I see historians I see so much stuff coming out about him that we didn't even know.
I think it's going to be about, I'm going to guess, a decade, actually.
Okay.
And I say a decade only because the amount of corruption that has come from this administration and the ongoing trials and investigations and convictions and committees and stuff like that, it's always going to keep circling back to this administration really is the whitehead on the pimple that gets popped on your face.
Right.
And he's just the most noticeable, unsightly thing. And yeah, when he pops, we're going to celebrate, but then the oozing that's going to come from that is just going to be a mess.
Yeah.
So I think as far as daily, it'll take a little while. Out of the news cycle, like completely, it only shows up once in a while. I agree with Dave. It'll take a long time. It's kind of like the Kardashians.
That's true. We don't talk about them anymore, do we?
Not a whole lot.
I can tell you honestly, I've never once watched a Kardashian show.
Nor have I.
And, but I'm aware of them.
But it's one of those things where they've kind of run their course. Every once in a while, you'll get a Kardashian story will kind of pop up. But for the most part, they're out of they're certainly not daily. They're not even weekly anymore.
They got more money than all of us. So, yeah.
Thank you, Susan Rotella. Appreciate the super sticker.
Yeah, thank you, Susan. Appreciate it.
We've crossed 5,000 viewers in this chat. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Thank you guys for coming.
It's 5,050, and I know who the 50 belong to. And I know who the 5,000 belong to.
Yes, exactly. Well, the good news is I am recognizing a number of the names out there that are kind of scrolls through the chat. The bad news is there's a whole bunch more I don't recognize.
If they've got the little thing on it, it's from my side.
Oh yeah, I answer all the comments that come through the Twin channel. So over the last 2 years, I've really gotten a pretty good eye of who are the routine commenters, and I can see them come through. So it's nice to see that. Carolyn Carlson, for example, I totally recognize Carolyn. We get a lot of comments from her lately. But it's so great to see you out there.
Thank you, Charisse. Hey, you know what? Somebody's asking about Jasmine Crockett. I'd like to know too.
Oh, what was the question?
I missed the question on her.
They're just wanting to know what she'll have to do with politics, because she's out now.
Yeah, she didn't. Yeah, she didn't get into the senator. Didn't win that senator primary.
Let's just take a quick look at Jasmine Crockett.
Yeah, get the Ace of Swords.
Well, she didn't give up her congressional seat, did she?
Well, it's been gerrymandered out of existence.
Oh,
courtesy of Texas.
Oh.
We'll start with Linda on this one, and then we can write her coattails.
There's offers for her, but
Yeah.
there's a disappointment here. She might be she's a little bit shook up, or she really wants to work at something to help mankind. something will come to her either August or September of this year or next year where she can work and make a good living, and people are listening to her. She might even get put in when the new president comes in. She might get a spot on the administration.
I'm getting Ace of Swords with the Page of Pentacles underneath. I think she's entertaining ideas. She wants to do something she's passionate about.
Yes.
And she's listening. And underneath it all is the Two of Swords. She hasn't found that one job yet. She's contemplating this, contemplating that. I don't think she's made up her mind.
It was showing she's kind of like.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm getting.
I've got similar cards. I got the Ace of Swords. She's
awesome.
She's still got some fight in her. She's got truth to tell.
Wonder Twin powers activate.
Exactly. Underneath it is the Moon card, trying to expose. It's either she doesn't know what the path is yet, or she's going to expose what's trying to be hidden and bringing an end to it.
Wouldn't that be?
I said this, and it's true. Look, she can be voted as Speaker of the House. She doesn't have to be part.
That's true. That is a true statement.
Oh, how many people would that grind the living bejesus out of?
God.
It's just like, oh man. The Republicans love clutching their pearls. That would give them all the opportunity in the world.
I've seen many Republicans in office.
So switching gears a little bit, Linda, you're a big Royals fan and follow everything that King Charles and Camilla do. I don't know if it is or not. I'm making it up as I go along.
Run with it.
Diana was killed. I don't really.
And we know that you drink your drinks with your pinky up.
Yeah, and I have my tea, my afternoon tea.
Yeah.
Will Charles honor the visit that they have coming?
Yes. I wish I could tell you no, but I asked the cards and the news media and chat is definitely saying they haven't canceled their trip.
When are they supposed
to? The people in the UK are furious.
When are they supposed to come over?
I think next week, right?
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. How about we'll switch gears. What's the main driver for them coming over? One card. What's the main driver for them coming over? Oh, geez.
What is that?
I got the Queen of Coins.
They need something from him.
Yeah, it's almost like the trade. It's what the tariffs are going, but it's like a trade partnership type thing.
There's something I either want to get out of or jump into.
I kind of wonder if this would be a very interesting take on it, and very direct and very unlikely. I wonder if they're trying to get more truth on what Andrew's actions were with the Epstein files.
I don't know. I know they're filing with the United States asking for all the information, which Pam Bondi ignored, but they'll keep going at it because they're going to hit Andrew even harder.
Mm-hmm. They want the truth.
Do you think Bondi will ever flip on Trump?
I'm not feeling it. How about you, Gary?
I don't think so.
They've been together forever.
When I threw on it, I didn't get that either, but I could certainly see the avenue of. But I remember the Five of Swords very clearly on that thing. It's she's either going to be all in or all out with this guy, and whatever she chooses, she sticks with.
But listen, I've had a flash of her on her knees in rags. This was a psychic flash, begging a judge to show mercy. So I think she's going to lose her law license and everything else.
That's a very real possibility. I would agree with that. Hey, June!
You don't recognize me, the one and only mouth of the South. Hello, June. Glad you could make it.
No, I like the Tarot Queen better, June.
I like mouth of the South, but that's because I came up with that one.
Yeah, she said, did Bondi know Epstein personally? Yes, she did.
Good. These comments are jumping faster than I can flag them.
I say that she did. I don't know how deep she knew him, but she knew. There's pictures of her standing there where he's there and Trump's there.
Let's see what we have here. Oh, here we go. Some more thanking to do. Charisse Martin, thank you very much.
Thank you, Charisse.
Lucia Rodriguez.
Super sticker. But man, we got to do this on the weekends.
And
Will Trump have to take how many more cognitive tests will we have to take?
Yeah.
Well, who is it? Was it Raskin that was just asking or demanding that Trump take another cognitive test? Somebody in Congress was just...
Nobody in the Republicans are going to remove him, you guys. They're not going to do it. I don't care how cross-eyed he gets. What'll happen with the midterms when the blue comes in, that's when he's in trouble. And I think the military knows that too, because the military want him out.
Yeah,
you know that guy, the pilot that was saved and he was in the cave? His home family hasn't heard a word from him. Where is he? Well, Iran says they have him, and they even showed a picture of him. But the United States is lying to the American people, saying, "Oh, we rescued him." No, you didn't.
So, oh shoot, I forgot what I was going to comment on. Never mind. Shut up, Gary.
People, I keep seeing the comment, will there be boots on the ground? I don't see how Trump negotiates peace with Iran, because it's like he got his announcement, which took the pressure off of him. Then he throws J.D. Vance in there to go negotiate with Witkoff and Kushner. And between the three of them, that'd be like sending the Three Stooges in there to do brain surgery. You know, it's just going to be a mess.
The military, the generals are being fired or they're quitting. The military themselves, the young men and women, they're saying, no, I refuse to go boots on the ground. So they're having a hard time being able to order that, because they sent their specialty guys in. Remember that big group of guys? All of them got captured. Every last one of them.
Well, I'll tell you what, the stock market sure doesn't think there's going to be boots on the ground, because it's still creeping on an upward trend. Oil has gone through the roof again, but the market hasn't reacted to that yet. So I would say that as far as the folks trading stocks, they haven't given up on the negotiations, or they don't think that right now boots are going to be on the ground.
Well, and the other thing is they're lying to us. They're not telling us how many military have been killed. They're not telling us. We've had a couple of ships hit. You don't hear a word about them.
Well, that's right up Trump's alleyway, because like with COVID, he wanted to stop doing testing because the numbers didn't look good, right? With the jobs report and the inflation, they're not publishing the numbers because they don't look good, and he doesn't want to tank the economy because he understands that the optics can generate a negative spin. So
right.
Yeah, I would totally believe that they're not telling us the full story.
Yeah.
What I find interesting with this whole Iran war is the whole Trump. He's got the invisible accordion of influence there. He doesn't. It works with like MAGA and American media, and Iran's not playing the game.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, Iran totally agreed to a ceasefire, and they're going to give us everything they want.
Yeah.
And they're just like, no, we didn't. And we're not going to play. They're not entertaining the toddler.
Yeah.
Everybody else in the world entertains the toddler so he doesn't have a tantrum, and Iran refuses to do so.
Yeah.
I believe it's called the accordion of hypnotic falsehoods.
Thank you. I forgot the name of my own accordion.
You always know when he's lying when he starts playing the accordion.
Hypnotic falsehoods.
Let's see. Barbara Sobel.
Yay, Barbara. She is not David's #1 fan.
Thank you, Barbara. Rose Blue.
Rose Blue, yay.
Hey, Rose.
And Tracy from PA is going to get the last question in here. When is this going to end? The chat? Very soon, about 30 seconds. The war?
I can't give that to you. I see. Let me tell you, if Trump was to drop dead or Trump was gone, they would work with the United States right away. But as long as he's in office,
yeah, it's kind of an ego thing at this point, right? It's like they aren't going to capitulate to Trump.
no.
They just won't.
Yep.
And I hate to say this, I respect them for that. They're not giving in to the toddler having a tantrum. And I can't think about any other way
Maybe
to describe
October. I've had this October card before.
I wonder if Trump's gone at that point. When do you think he'll flee to Saudi Arabia like Sterling sees?
Well, I see. Yeah, if he's still alive.
Right.
But I don't see him staying because I see him being pulled back here.
Mm.
Saudi Arabia is not happy with Trump right now. Saudi Arabia made an agreement with Zelensky because they feel Trump. They gave him and Jared or whoever all this money, and they didn't protect them. Qatar and all of them. Qatar wants their plane back.
But what I'm also seeing, though, or what I've been hearing, is that maybe some of the continued bombing of Iran is being driven by MBS wanting to absolutely destroy Iranian infrastructure so that Saudi Arabia is the big dog in the Middle East after this is all said and done.
Could be.
And that at least fits, given the prior relationships and such.
All right, you guys, this was fun.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for reaching out to Linda had reached out saying we need to get together and do a collaboration. So
and then you guys said, hey, what are you doing? Because this is a lower week for me. And it's especially since Lulu died, I'm, not overextending myself. So this was perfect.
It is
Thank
so
you very
nice to see you. It's been far too long.
Far too long.
And Dave, so Amy Sanders made a donation. She found oil in her water, not water in my oil, in my oil too. How much $5 gas should I put in the tank? Enough to get you to the mechanic.
There you go.
Not a gallon more. If that's a head gasket, that's not going to be a fun exercise.
Yeah. And I was going to say we need to all hook up and go out to eat like we did before, but
totally.
Not with gas at $6 a swing.
You just have to drive a little slower.
Yeah.
You just got to
be. You've got a hybrid, so things could be worse for you.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. Thank you again for joining us. We had a max of like 5,300 people in the house.
Wow.
We will catch you on the next video. Take care.
Have a great afternoon.
Bye.
Mwah, mwah.